moment, one opportunity. A storm is coming to Seattle. A day of reckoning. The history books will open for one day and for one champion to be crowned.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. And there ain't no better situation you can be in than to knock off the two-time defending champs. We come out firing and we control our destiny the rest of the night. And I promise you, whistle to whistle, every down like it's yours, and you walk away champions tonight.
Welcome to LFL Football Night, a special Legends Cup edition. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Hugo. A little bit later, Audra Marie joining us down on the field. Bobby, here we are. We've got a pair of teams that were the best teams in their respective conferences in Seattle and Chicago. So what better two to match up for the Legends Cup?
Absolutely. Both these teams have earned the right to play on this global stage. In fact, tonight we're going out to 195 territories around the world.
Did you shower for this at least then?
I did. I got ready to go. This is my only concern, though. Both these teams, this big a stage, will it affect either one of these teams?
Yeah, and then talk about specific players. You got a lot of veterans on both sides of the ball for both these two teams, but who are the keys to look for tonight?
It's going to be the field generals, the quarterbacks, all about them tonight. For Chicago, Heather Furr has to have the game of her life to win tonight. She's played two great games the past two games, and Seattle's defense is going to try to take their running back, Crisdell Ferrari Harris, out of the game. Furr's got to play big.
And what about on the other side of the ball at the quarterback position, KK Matheny?
She's only 5'2", but she's played as effectively than any quarterback in the league this year. Here we go again. She's never played in a championship game this big. We'll see how she plays.
She's had a career season. Now, what she did alongside a lot of other former LFL veterans, they came together, said they want to form a championship roster. Now they're potentially 40 minutes away from that goal. You're thinking of people like a Brent Renda, Danica Brace. You've got, again, KK Matheny, Chris Michelson. The only downside to all this, as you mentioned, they've never been on this big stage. So how will they react to that moment? And then most noteworthy, perhaps Jessica Hopkins. Here's someone that's been with the franchise since day one and could be walking away from the game this offseason. So this week we sent Audra Marie to visit with Jessica Hopkins and talk about what a championship would mean to her legacy.
Imagine you've won and the confetti literally falls on your head and you look over to your fans that have supported you and your team the whole season. Do you think you'll be able to keep it together or you fall apart?
Oh, I think we're all going to fall apart. You know, this is for the fans, it's for our family, our friends, the staff, everyone that's been a part of this journey. The fans have been loyal. They've stood by our side for 6 years waiting for this, so they deserve it, and I think everyone's going to go crazy tonight.
Envision winning the championship. Will this be the end of your LFL career?
It's a great question. If we win it all, there's a good chance. You know, this has been my life for 6 years. It means a lot to me. And winning this, it's going to make it a lot easier to walk away. It's still not going to be easy, but it'll be worth it. If we don't win, worst case scenario, it's going to make it really difficult to not want to come back. The competitor in me is going to want to come back and keep trying until I get it. So I'll know a lot more tonight, so ask me tomorrow.
Dedication, loyalty, and heart. These are the qualities that Jessica Hopkins would like to be remembered for if this is indeed her final LFL game. She's truly one of the most pure-hearted players I've had the pleasure of interviewing this season. While she's a big fan favorite here in Seattle, I'm certain she'll have fans all over the world by the time she hangs up her cleats. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Audra. What a special young lady that Jessica Hopkins is. And boy, do we have a game for you now. It's the Seattle Mist versus the Chicago Bliss, the 2015 Legends Cup. Say it with me. Kickoff is next. Welcome back to Seattle, Washington, site of the 2015 Legends Cup. Before we get things underway, let's go down to Audra Marie.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the field with Heather Furr and KK Matheny. This is your big moment tonight. Any nerves?
Of course, there's always a little nerves, but we're confident in everything the game plan that we have and everything that coach calls. I'm confident that the team's going to run to perfection.
Best of luck to you tonight. Thanks, KK. Okay. Heather, you have a big opportunity to make history tonight. How do you stay so grounded and not get overwhelmed by the moment?
Well, it is definitely overwhelming, and it can be. But you just, like KK said, you have to be confident in what you're doing and trust your teammates. It's all about trust. We are a family, and we're here for a three-peat.
I know this is an important game for you tonight, but don't forget to have fun.
Okay.
All right. Okay, back to you guys.
Pressure is something you feel when you don't know what you're doing. Both these quarterbacks know what they're doing.
The biggest stage in the LFL about to get underway. That is Danica Brace. Nice high, deep kick. Shabria Civilian will bring it out and only manages to get to about the 10-yard line.
Who else? Danica Brace, who had an incredible season, kicks the ball off, goes all the way down the field, makes the first tackle.
Number 8 is absolutely fired up. She is part of a collection of veterans, as we talked about in the pregame show, that are 40 minutes away from a championship potentially. We get another look here. Shabria Civilian, who kind of lost her footing and then got blown up by Danica Brace.
Horrible blocking by Chicago. She had no protection on her. It was like 5 people swarming right to Civilian.
Heather Furr and company going to work. Furr, her 3rd straight Legends Cup. And they're going to hand it off to the workhorse. That's Christelle Ferrari-Harris with a 5-yard carry. And now we meet the offensive starters for Chicago.
Hallie Jiskra, center. Nekawani, tight end. Dina Fagiano, tight end. Allie Alberts, wide receiver. Jamie Fornell, wide receiver. Ferrari Harris, lead running back. Heather Furr, quarterback.
The key for that offense tonight is going to be quarterback Heather Furr, and can she get the ball to Allie Alberts?
They're going to get a shot down the field. That was intended for Nneka Nwani, Jessica Hopkins in coverage, and all set up a 3rd and 5.
Nwani was open, play action, straight down the field. She slows up. If she keeps running through that football, it's a touchdown Chicago. Nwani should have kept going.
Heather Furr's numbers in 2015, another impressive season. Although some people will tell you those numbers are a little misleading, a lot of those being screen passes. And now Furr faces a 3rd and 5 from the shotgun. That is a designed rollout. Furr will gain 4 yards and set up a monumental 4th and 1.
Great play by Megan Hansen, who broke through 2 blockers.
Now let's meet the defensive starters for Seattle.
Stevie Schnorr, defensive end.
Katie Whalen, defensive end. Danica Brace, middle linebacker. Megan Hansen, corner.
Katie Finling, your corner. Bryn Renda, wild card. Jessica Hopkins, free safety.
That Seattle defense now defending a yard, and great penetration. That was Stevie Schnorr and Danica Brace, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Early in the game, but what a play by Stevie Schnorr. Watch her go right through the line. Nneka Nwani, who's an absolute beast. Schnorr stops her and Brace finishes her. Unbelievable, great play by the Seattle defense.
A big-time stop early in this game as KK Matheny now takes to the field. An impressive 98 QBR this season. We're looking at a pair of very successful quarterbacks.
17 touchdown passes for Matheny. She came ready to play this year.
Against only 1 interception. Those are numbers any quarterback will take. Now Matheny under center, fakes the handoff, looking down the field, and checking down to the flat, complete to Stevie Schnorr.
This is classic KK Matheny. She took hits all year long in the pocket. Play action, heavy pressure, stays in the pocket, delivers a strike to Schnorr for, I think it's a 1st down. Great first play for Seattle.
Seattle opening it up early. That was a 9-yard completion, setting up a 2nd and 1 as we meet the offensive starters for Seattle.
Megan Hansen, center. Danica Brace, tight end.
Katie Whalen, tight end. Jessica Hopkins, wide receiver. Bryn Renda, wide receiver. Stevie Schnorr, running back.
KK Matheny, your quarterback.
No question, the key to this game is quarterback KK Matheny and how she performs in her first championship game.
And she's going to be tested early. That is Chantel Taylor. Taylor having a career season from the DN position.
That didn't go past the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage.
Chicago coach Keith Hack, he's absolutely right. He's complaining to the referees that the ball does not go past the line of scrimmage when KK's throwing the ball away, and I think he's right. We'll see here, Taylor, great pressure, and he's absolutely right. That should be a penalty on Seattle, but the refs did not call it.
That looked like the ball sailed out at about the 11-yard line. So Coach Hack having a valid argument, no call. The play remains 3rd and 1, ball at the 10-yard line. Matheny under center. That's going to be a toss right to the bull, Stevie Schnorr. Schnorr gaining 3 yards on the carry, and that'll be enough for a Seattle first down.
Everyone in the arena knew that Stevie Schnorr is getting the football. You can't stop her for 1 yard. Basic sweep. The Chicago team knows she's getting the football. Good blocking up front. She easily gets to 1 yard. You got to question why Chicago, when they needed a yard, didn't give it to their number 1 back, Crisdell Harris.
That'll be up for debate amongst the Chicago media for sure. But now a 1st and goal, ball at the 7-yard line of Chicago. And this is an incredible atmosphere tonight as their Seattle Mist are battling for a Legends Cup championship. This will be a 1st and goal, ball at the 7-yard line. Matheny back in the shotgun. Chantel Taylor all over her. Looking for a receiver. That's Dominique Collins breaking up the pass.
Dominique Collins, one of the best shutdown, lockdown corners in the league.
Let's meet the defensive starters for Chicago.
Chantel Taylor, DN.
Dina Fagiano, D-line.
Nekawani, middle linebacker.
Dominique Collins, your corner.
Deandra Fry, corner.
Allie Alberts, safety.
Heather Furr, safety.
Keys for that defense are the defensive ends, Yashi Rice and Chantel Taylor. Can they get to KK Matheny, because she's a great scrambler like we just saw.
2nd and goal, again, big time pressure, this time Neka Nawani. That is the best front line in defense. Neka Nawani, Chantel Taylor, and Yashi Rice.
They're great, but they got to be frustrated. Against Atlanta, they had a quarterback that stays in the pocket, easy to tackle. Tonight, they got KK Matheny, who can scramble with the best of them.
A key 3rd and goal early in the 1st quarter as Seattle looks to take their lead in the Legends Cup after a very impressive 4 and out for the Seattle defense.
This is a key drive for the psyche of Seattle. If they can draw first blood right now, it might put Chicago back on their heels.
3rd and goal, Matheny remains in the shotgun. Looking to the back of the end zone, checking down, that's Danica Brace. How fitting that Danica Brace scores the first touchdown in the Legends Cup.
All year long, Brace and Matheny have been money. This drive right down the field. Great throw by Matheny. She checks down. She waits. Then lets Brace break open into the flat for a touchdown. They're going crazy here in Seattle.
All right, let's answer. We got to answer right now. That was bullshit. That was a fucking, they threw that out of bounds. That should have been illegal grounding.
Coach Hack still lobbying for that intentional grounding call that never came. Now Seattle up 6-0, going for 2 points here. Has a receiver, that's LaShonda Fowler. And that's Seattle going up 8-0 here in front of a packed arena in the Pacific Northwest.
Great call by Coach Michelson. He knows he's going to get serious pressure. Fowler breaks wide open in the flat.
Seattle only needed 19 yards. They did it with 6 plays in a little over 4 minutes. As we go to our first break, it is Danica Brace hooking up with KK Matheny.
DonJoy, protecting LFL athletes and the game.
Back to the Legends Cup here in Seattle, Washington. That is Allie Alberts. This is her 3rd Legends Cup. And what a year she's had. Overshadowed a little bit by Danica Brace, but is the leading tackler in the league and also leads the league with 4 interceptions.
Absolutely right. Allie Alberts easily could have been named the Defensive Player of the Year, but Brace just played that outstanding. She got chosen.
Now a 1st and 10, ball at the 15. That is a reverse play to Jamie Fornell. And Fornell meeting the front line of that Seattle defense, led by Katie Finley.
Fornell was stopped on that play, but she is a youngster that bears watching. This is her first year. She's playing outstanding. Had no blocking here. They brought her east to west on a reverse, but no blocking out front, nowhere to go. But watch out for Fornell.
And look at Katie Finling with that form tackle in the open field. She's had a very impressive rookie season. Now a 2nd and 10, ball remains at the 15. The Seattle crowd coming to life. That's a shovel pass to Christelle Harris. Harris getting past the defenders, getting to the left side, and will be pushed out of bounds, but not before she gets it down to about the 7-yard line.
Perfect call by Coach Keith Hack. They came with a blitz. They brought the linebacker, Danica Brace. Heather Furr played it out perfectly, waited for the blitz, then shovels it to Christelle Harris, and there she goes. She runs like a video game all the way, almost a touchdown for Chicago.
That Christelle Harris 28-yard run now sets up Chicago beautifully at the 7-yard line. And this is the team going for their 3rd straight Legends Cup. The only time that that's happened was previous with Los Angeles. So Chicago looking to make a bit of history this afternoon. That's Heather Furr. I believe the play was to the outside. She saw an opening. Furr gaining 2 yards on the carry.
You're right, if she keeps that outside, because there was a seal block on the outside by Christelle Harris. If she stays outside, she walks in the end zone. She cuts it in, and that's where Brace and the rest of the defense is.
Danica Brace making a mark early in this game, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. A league MVP nominee and a Defensive Player of the Year nominee. Danica Brace had quite the season. But now it is Heather Furr's turn. Now under center, 2nd and goal, toss left. Furr leading the blocking. That's Christelle Harris. Harris getting down to the 5-yard line. That was only a 2-yard gain.
Wow, that looked like there was a lot more there than 2 yards. When that opened up, they had Furr in the front, great blocking, but that Seattle defense is swarming. Look, right there, looks like she's gonna take it in. They swarm and bring her down. Great play by the Seattle men.
Now ball at the 2-yard line. A 3rd and goal. This would be a vital stop, a goal line stand, if Seattle can come through. That is Jamie Fornell in motion. Check that, that's Allie Alberts with the lead block, Christelle Harris. And I don't think she got in, Bobby.
She did not get in. Jessica Hopkins came off the edge, made an outstanding play.
And I'm not sure if Christelle Harris didn't lose that ball. It looks like Allie Alberts and company looking for it. Nope, Christelle Harris still has it. And that will set up a monster 4th and goal.
They give it to the #1 back in the league. This is the play Chicago does every week. They never get shut down like this. Seattle came to play tonight.
And we're not going to get to that 4th and goal play. Instead, we've got a media timeout as we come to the end of 1st quarter play. Chicago threatening.